Hello, let's see. Hello, Mare. Look at you. You're the first one here waiting patiently. Uh, let's see. I'll give a few minutes for everybody to kind of join in. Let me know you're here. Give me a hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from, and let me know if this is your first time tuning in with me. It's Monday night. Hey, Kim. Oh my God, you've been on my mind a lot. Let's see. It's Monday night. Every Monday night, we do this. Every Monday night, I come on and I was going to say rant and talk and answer kind of questions about everything intuitive, about blocks, about mediumship, about energy, about our thoughts, creating reality, all of that good stuff. So, hello, Sharon and Jen and Mikkel and Sydney. Hello, Christina. Hey, Sharon. Hey, Jen from Mayapack. Mayapac's been on my mind today. Because I love Arturo's in Mayapack, and I was thinking of them all today. So it's good to see you here. And if you're watching on Facebook, you can stay here on Facebook. I encourage you to, or you can pop over to my YouTube channel so that you can, I could see your questions directly. Although I've positioned my camera so I can kind of see questions much better. I don't like to wear my glasses whenever I don't have to, which is since quarantine, I just don't wear them. I don't need to see long term. I don't need to see long distance. I mean, a lot of people are popping up on Facebook. So hello, Colleen. It's your first time. Well, welcome. The format of this evening is it's very loose. I usually talk for a few hours. No, just kidding. A few minutes beforehand. And, they had COVID there last month. Oh my God. Wow. Good to know. We had, oh my God, this COVID thing is going to drive us freaking nuts. I'm a little ranty tonight. I'm ranty on the inside, but I don't feel like spending the energy on ranting on the outside. But usually I'd go through some discussions, talk about my week, and then we go into questions and things. So, Annie, I'm on your 55-inch TV tonight. Woohoo! That is fun. Say hello to the rest of the people in your house for me, because I'm clearly right in their faces. Thank you for congratulating me on my sister having a baby. I cannot tell you. Let's start on that because that's on a happy, good, positive, wonderful note. My sister Lauren is 13 years younger than I am. And she had a hard time getting pregnant, and there were concerns that it's possible that she and her husband could not have a baby. She had a miscarriage. None of this is terribly, it's private information, but it's not private to where I can't share this part with you. And they were trying to get pregnant for so long, and it was just so incredibly intense and awful to watch. And having 3 boys, I'm like, yeah, don't worry about it. If you don't get pregnant, don't worry. You're going to have nice cars. You're going to have great vacations. It's fine. But obviously, you don't know that kids are hard until you have kids, and it's too late. So I was pulling for her to, hopefully get pregnant. She gets pregnant, and all of you know that I do something, and it's super popular at all my events and galleries, and intuitive questions come in. And I call it name vibration analysis. And intuitively, you give me a first and middle name, and I can feel my way into that person's energy field. And I can tell you about your strengths and weaknesses and the way you think a little bit and your propensities to do one thing or the other and skills and strengths and all that stuff. And it's like one of the most popular things everyone always asks at galleries. So when she was pregnant the first time, we went through a million names, and one name kept coming up, and I was like, I just don't feel like that's it. I just feel like that it's got like dead energy. It's not good energy. It's just not it. It's got dead energy. And we kind of giggled over dead energy coming from a medium. And then she had a miscarriage. And so we're like, oh my God, clearly that name was not a good name. So she gets pregnant again, and now we've set on a name, and she and I keep calling the baby this particular name, which I won't share. And so we refer to the baby, and it's a girl name. And I'm infamously wrong with gender. That's one thing. If people say, what am I having intuitively? I will say, I feel it's a boy, so it's definitely a girl. Like, I'm always, always wrong about it. So she had a girl name, and we kept referring to the baby as this girl name, and we kept talking about her every day in texts back and forth. And she was going to do a baby reveal, and obviously this whole quarantine thing is messing that up, and she lives in California. So she decided we are going to do baby reveal over FaceTime. We were stuck here. We were shopping for a car this weekend for Greg, and we were later. So they did the baby reveal, and then we did our own when we got home. So it was myself, Ben, Christopher, and Greg, and I posted it on here for those of you who didn't see it. And when I saw those blue confetti flying out everywhere on our deck, I can't even tell you how freaking... It was one of the best moments of my life. Like, I was so surprised. We've really been thinking it's a girl, and we keep referring to her, and I'm such a hardcore boy mom, like, to the core. Like, I don't have a daughter, but I really feel like the God, universe, higher power, everything new, like, no, don't give me a daughter. I will screw her up. I will so not be good as a girl mom, because I will be like, okay, let's get over it, move on. Like, I wouldn't do well with that. So I am so pro boy. And when I saw that those blue little flecks, I was literally, I went out of body, and I started jumping up and down. For those of you who didn't watch the video, it is on my Facebook page. And my kids, Ben and Chris, were turning to each other. They were like, I didn't know mom could jump so high. And I was literally jumping so high. So that was so freaking exciting to me, because I just am all about the little baby boys. So, and they were all asking me afterwards, and I said, I don't know. There's just something about a mom and her son and sons that I want her to feel. I want her to have that mom-son bond feeling, because unless you don't have it, you don't know it. And obviously I don't know the mother-daughter bond as the mother. I know it from the other side, and well, that one sucks. So I know the daughter part of the mother-daughter bond, and I'm over it. So I'm like, I'm good. The universe gave me boys. So it was so exciting. I am not drinking moonshine. I have an obsession with mason jars, spaghetti sauce jars. I use them. I feel like I'm helping out the planet, and then they get yucky or ugly, and I get to throw them out guilt-free, and I always have many more. So thank you guys for that contagious sharing that with all of you. And now we're looking for names. Now we are looking for boy names, because she and I were set intuitively on girl names. Today we were going back and forth over 1 million boy names. And then, of course, I do a name vibration, and we're like, yeah, no, that one's not going to be good. So very cool. So thank you so much. Yes, boys do have their mama's souls wrapped around their pinky fingers. It's so true. I know it's daddy's little girl and mommy's little boy, for sure. It's I don't know. So very exciting. That literally made my week. The rest of my week was so aggravating. Every part of my week. And today, you guys ever have one of those days in the Northeast? It is getting cooler, which we all are aware happens at this time of year, but it's still a little like upsetting. And then it was like rainy and cold. And I had all these goals for today. I didn't have one-on-one sessions today. I took that part of the day off, but I have 1,000,001 other things to do for work and getting projects out there. And I had them all listed. And I could not sleep last night. Fell asleep like at 3 a.m. I was wide awake, like reading, wide awake, like could not go to sleep. And so then, of course, I slept in late because I didn't have to get up early. So I slept in late, got a late start, felt like a loser for starting late, and got nothing done. Like nothing. Like I'd go over here, and then I'd do a little there, and I'd go here. And my whole day, I didn't even relax. I didn't even relax today. Like if I just said, you know what, I'm going to throw in the towel, I'm going to do nothing and lay down all day, that would have been great had I said that. But no, I tried to hit every pitch that came at me, and I just didn't do it. I didn't do anything. So I'm tense about that. I'm tense. I realize that I cannot handle not feeling productive. I can't handle it. Even relaxing is on my to-do list. And it's like, relax 30 minutes, relax 2 hours. Like I literally have it narrowed down. So today I was tense all day with that. And I have not, my car has been in the shop for 11 days. I have not had a freaking car for 11 days. 11. 1. 11 fucking days I haven't had my car. Okay? I'm sorry. I said it. I'm losing my mind. I am legit losing my mind. I can't. There's nowhere I want to go anyway. Where am I going? I don't want to go anywhere. But I hate not being able to go anywhere. I can't stand it. So just knowing I can't get anything done. I'm not going anywhere. I can't go food shopping. I can't, like as if I'm sad about that. You know what I mean? Like, oh, sorry, can't do the food shopping. I have no car. Ugh. Totally freaking tense today. No car, trapped, 11 days of that. Rainy, cold day, woke up late. Didn't get anything done other than made chili. And it's 8:42 p.m. and I did nothing today. So that makes my soul shudder as if like I wasted. So yeah, I didn't even meditate. I even have meditation scheduled in my to-do list. Like I didn't even sit down to meditate. And Uber, yeah, right, Greg. Nice try. No, Uber's cool in the city. We live in the sticks. I'm not all for Uber. We're not Ubering up here. Sorry, maybe I'm a hick, whatever. That's fine. We live in the sticks, and I'm not Ubering anywhere ever up here. Not because I don't trust Uber drivers. It's nothing against Uber drivers, but you know, we own cars up here, and we emit tons of carbon dioxide to the earth because we drive so much up here because we don't have mass transit, nor will we ever. And I'm not on mass transit, especially now. So there we go. I hate not feeling productive, not getting shit done. Like I can't even handle it. So that's why I'm tense tonight. Just channel my energy if you want to be lazy. And here's the thing, I really can be lazy. I can totally get lazy, but I schedule my laziness. I totally schedule my laziness so that I'm like, God, I've got nothing to do. And I can feel really relaxed because I scheduled the relaxation. I know. People, I'm type A, I'm type not A, I'm who the freak knows. But all I know is when I'm not productive, everyone suffers. Everyone suffers in this house because then I'm like, we really should be vacuuming the lampshades. This place is disgusting. Then I start picking apart people in the house. So thank you, Sharon. No to Uber. No thanks. So on that note, I didn't even prep for tonight. Like usually I have like little notes. What am I going to talk? Like not what am I going to talk about, but like don't forget to mention this. Don't forget. Nope, nothing. Got nothing. I still have last week's message here, so that's nice. I have a gallery tomorrow on my list from last week, but that's sold out, so that's done. Thank goodness. That's at Winding Hills Golf Course, which is absolutely beautiful. I do have my meditation. I'm reading from my list from last week. I do have meditation online from teachable.com, which is deborahhanlon.teachable.com. It's 10 hours of meditation and how to, and 10 different styles of meditation so that you could try different kinds to see what works best for you. And that's right now, I always feel like I'm like crazy Eddie when I say this, but it's 50% off right now online until Thursday. So that is online. That I have out there. What else do I have out there? Meditation, the monthly membership to November's meditation is up on my website. So for those of you who do like to join me on meditation, when you sign up for the month, it's cheaper versus doing it one by one. Sunday night meditation, 7:30 to 9 p.m. It's via Zoom. And I can't tell you guys, I talk about it all the time because Yeah, no notes are. I do much better, Sarah. Definitely, like candidly, because the minute I do have notes, I feel like uptight and like like a robot. So you're right. I usually just have like points, but I don't even have points for tonight. Um, so meditation, I talked about it last week. It is one of these things that kind of drives me crazy because people will say, I want an appointment, and I love that, and I appreciate it every minute. I literally am like, I am so freaking lucky that people even want an appointment with me. So I never take that for granted. But sometimes, I mean, I only could do so many in a week, only so many in a month. And yet I have all these other things that I do that to me, and for those of you who take them, are just as valuable, if not more, than a one-on-one session. So I get it. Everybody wants the one-on-one, 1 hour session. But please, my meditation group is like, you learn how to meditate, you process it with me. Intuitively, I go over your responses. I mean, it's not just like, hey, meditate, click, hang up, goodbye, see you later. It's a little group that meets. There's new people every week. It is super powerful. People who tell me they can't meditate are like, oh my God, I can't believe I just did that. I did a meditation group with an NFA class this past week, which was by Zoom, which was super rewarding because those kids are like, I've never been that relaxed in my life. That felt really good. Oh my God, I realized that I just have to focus on the now. I'm not going to be so stressed out for later. Thank you. Like, it was just amazing. So I can't tell you guys enough that if you're in this space and you don't know what to do with yourself, the great WTF of life, and you don't know, like, what are you doing with yourself? Where are you going? What do you want? What to expect? Are you having anxiety? Are you freaking out on the uncertainty of the world right now? Please, please, please just sign up for one of the meditations. So that's on my website. You could always email my office, info@beingknowingdoing.com, to get more information on that. So let's see. I'm type D. That's right, Mike. I'm not type A or B. I am type D. I am the big capital D. Someday I'll share a story about that, but not tonight. And not that. A story about, anyway, moving right along. Sometimes old people go to meditation too. It rocks. Yes. I actually no, Sharon. I see no old people there. They are all my age. So there are no old people there. Let's see. Love meditation. I used to teach meditation to inmates in a maximum security prison. Stop it. That is amazing. I want to do that. I literally want to do that, to teach it to kids, high school kids, and to people who really, really need access to something that sadly, particularly the United States or the Western world, I don't know why we don't ingrain meditation now, like, our whole lives. I don't understand why we don't learn this at 4, even earlier. My son has a neurologist that he sees every 6 months, and I love this neurologist. He's not anti-medication, but it's his last resort. So I love that. And he used to be a monk, and he would meditate hours and hours. And every time we go to him for our class, for our appointment for my son, he will tell my son what will cure you. He says, neurologist says, what will cure your ADD and he has a adorable thick accent, and he says meditation. So we call him the meditation doctor, even though he's a neurologist. Meditation. The neurologist says you will be cured by meditation. Why are we not talking about this more? Why? It is so simple. It is so doable. It doesn't cost you anything to sit in your house and learn how to do it. And that is why I love teaching it. I've taught it for 15 years in group setting. It's kind of how I got started with all of this. And it just lights me up because people return to that still silent space within themselves. And that is where all the healing is done, you guys. So I can't talk about that enough. I can't push it enough. I know people say I don't have time. It is recorded. I mean, I do think it's better to attend live. I do, because I can kind of process it with you if you have questions right then and there. Um, but it's super valuable. So check that out. Sunday night, 7:30 to 9 p.m. Yeah, I used to do a kids meditation program, and I was gonna call him Mikey again. I think my seeing Mickey, I just say it Mikey in my head. I just do. It's official, Michelle. It's official right there, because I read it as Mikey. So clearly I don't know how to read. Um, so that's it. Um, but I would do teen groups. I don't know that I would be the right person to teach the little ones, the younger ones. I think I need like 12 and up. Yeah, I think my patience meter. And I used to be like the greatest first grade teacher, like ever, ever, ever. I freaking love those kids. First and second grade, they were my kids. Then fifth graders, loved it. But I think after you have kids, I don't think I could do those ages anymore. I really don't think I can do those ages anymore at all. So 12 and up, I have done before, but um, yeah, the money is in medication, but that's why I love our meditation neurologist, because he's like, you don't need medication, you need meditation. Every time he says, and he's like, you need meditation, and I'm sitting there like, yeah, I know, it's familiar. Do you know how to meditate, Christopher? And I'm like, No, they don't want to listen to their mother, but that's fine. That's fine, because I get it. I pick my battles. I'm not going to battle that one. So please, please, please consider it. Be open to it. And if you could just do one to try it, or you can do for the month, like a monthly subscription to join month by month. November is starting this Sunday. So that's on my website. If you can't find it, just email me. Meredith, I think that is so cool. If your mom has passed, that is so a wink. So I'm going to tell you, Michelle, somebody on Facebook says my mom's name is Mickey. So it's totally cool that we just had that whole thing, because here I am saying Mickey. And that's like a wink, a total wink for her. Yeah. And I'm trying to read and answer at the same time. Yes. Thank you, Mike. Can everyone please like this video? Thumbs up. You can press like on Facebook, but thumbs up on YouTube. That helps something somewhere. My 4-year-old is super emotional and angry. 4-year-olds are. That's why I can't do them anymore. I don't want to medicate. I need to figure out a calming way to teach. So a really good way for little ones, well, for anyone, adults and little ones, but it is a method that's used a lot for kids, and I love it, is if you get a snow globe, and there are snow globe apps where there's a snow globe on your phone, and that's fine too, but I think there's something more better about having a tangible snow globe in their hand, unless you're afraid like your 4-year-old's going to throw it, which is quite possible because mine did. But having a snow globe, you shake it up, you teach the kids, like our insides are like the snow globe when we shake it up, and we practice our breathing as they watch the glitter or the snow or whatever's inside the snow globe as it settles down. So the smaller the snow globe, the younger the child, the smaller the snow globe, so that everything settles faster is better. It's a super easy way for adults and kids to just go, okay, yes, right. So that's one technique. Also, something I used to do with my children all the time is when a child is very like hyper crazed right before they've snapped, like there's that fine line when the kid snapped. I wouldn't do this. But right before they snap, if you just gently like rest your hand on the crown of their head, there's something very calming and soothing to children, because that is kind of shutting off the crown chakra, the main energy, not the main, but it's where the energy kind of connects from physical self to the outside world or universal energy. And when we kind of put our hand on it, it stops the overstimulation of energy going into their head or out of their head. So when they're hyper and crazy, just gently. I mean, when I was a mother of young ones, I'd want to like, squeeze their head, like, stop, freaking sit down, please. So I don't recommend that. Just do it when you're calm, if you are calm. But a gentle touch to the top of their head is very soothing energetically. So watch that. Also, any kind of massage on their feet and hands are really good for little ones. My kids still refer to it this way, but I used to do like energy massages where I would just take their hands and arms and legs and feet, and I would say, we're taking all the yuckies out, and that's what we would call it, take the yuckies out, and just all that energy that's bothering them. I would do that. So those are good techniques for kids and adults too. But my kids still will say, could you take the yuckies out? And it's hilarious. They're not being serious about the yucky word, but we still call it that. So yes, Greg, that is why I do that to you. Actually, you have a bald spot, so I really just like to touch your bald spot. That's why. Oh my gosh. Oh, I was crabby earlier, but I'm feeling better now. So thanks, you guys. I was just like, I don't have my fucking car. I can't go anywhere. It's cold and rainy. I'm in New York. Ugh. I'm not getting anything done. I'm not even relaxing. I'm not reading. I'm not doing anything. I just did a whole lot of nothing today, but whatever. Whatever. It's over. So let's see. So I'm glad I just saw, let's see. Let me scroll back. Meredith, thank you. Yeah. A few deep breaths. Let's do that together, actually. Just take a few deep breaths. We'll do it together right now. Meditation is also something you could do, at work, in your car. Obviously, if you're driving, you don't want to close your eyes, but just pause for a moment. Close your eyes if it's appropriate, or if it's too awkward to close your eyes, just keep your eyes open, whatever's comfortable to you. And just take a really deep cleansing breath in through your nose, and then hold that breath at the top, and then exhale all of it out your mouth. And that's it. 4 breaths I took calms everything down. That's 4 breaths. That's not even a full minute. So practice just that, you guys. I don't want to add on more, if we clean out a drawer for 10 minutes a day, and if you exercise for 30 minutes a day, and if you prep your food for an hour a day, and by the end of the day, you need 95 hours in a day to do all these little things we're supposed to do. But at your desks, or if you're driving, to just, turn off the radio, turn off sound, and just breathe. Literally. That's it. And really be deliberate with your breath. It just calms the whole system down. It really does. So that's simple. Imagine what doing that for 30 minutes to 45 minutes to even possibly an hour sometimes in my meditation group of that type of exercise. And it goes way deeper than that. So consider meditation. I promise you. The neurologist said it will cure his ADD, my son's ADD. Mine has not yet been cured by it, but I suspect it's been there too long. I don't know. Hello, Fran. I see you here. I like seeing everybody's name here. Let's see. I do that to my teen daughters when they're upset. Hand right on the top of the head and slowly calm down. It's really calming. It really is. So let's open the floor for questions. I answer more generic questions, not so much intuitive all the time questions, but just generic questions, things you want to know about energy, personal self-development, what's getting in your way, how can we overcome such and such, who knows, anything about energy, questions about mediumship. I answer a lot about like past life regressions in past videos. So I'm going to try to take questions that are a little bit more new and current, but whatever you guys have on your minds, please share with me because that'll tell me which direction to go in. Let me drink my moonshine, like Jen said. I think it was Jen, right? Let's see. Oh, wait, I see that Carolyn had a question. Hold on. Will this Sunday this is not Carolyn's, this is Mike's. Will this Sunday's meditation be more powerful in some way with the blue moon? Now it will. You know what? I don't normally follow the moon phases and because I'm just not aligned and aware in that way. But I have been doing a little bit more reading on the moon cycles, and if anything in this universe does have impact, even more than the stars alignment, is the position of our moon. So I'm finding it to be alluring. But I don't remember I didn't read about what a blue moon is, so I don't know. But maybe if you think it is going to be more powerful, it will be. And now that it's in my brain, it will be secondhand. I'm loving to see an elementary level. Yes, elementary school kids pick up meditation pretty well. They love it. Yep. Ooh, my mom was in 3 of my dreams the past 2 weeks. When they visit regularly, is it just because I'm more open? It's a great question. There's so many variables, I feel. When they visit, first of all, I do feel they're visiting everyone regularly all the time. It's just whether we are able to remember the dream. And it could be that you're more open. It could be that you're not seeking it so much. And I know that sounds counterintuitive, but oh, hey, Clin, is that Clin from the UK? Hello. And Alice, hello. So I would think that it's you are not so hyper focused on please come through, please come through, please come to me in a dream. I need a message in a begging way. And I really do feel that when we have that consciousness attached to our loved ones who have passed, which we normally do because we miss them and we're desperate to hear from them in any way, shape, or form. And we usually are calling upon our loved ones when we're having a rough moment. If you guys notice that, we don't typically call on them. Well, their moments like weddings and births and wonderful events. We say, "Oh my gosh, I hope they're here." But when we're calling on them, it's usually because we are having something going on. We're in a tough space, and we are asking for their guidance and their insight and just the fact that they're here with us. So I would feel that you're less desperate feeling and knowing like, okay, I'm going to be able to handle this either way. And I think that's what is rendering you, because I also know you, Carolyn, more open for sure. But to everybody, they're coming to us all the time in our dreams. But I have that theory that you're really either a person who remembers those dreams or a person who does not. And I'm in the category of I don't really remember those types of dreams. So it's not like, oh, so-and-so loves my sister more because they keep coming to her in a dream and they never come to me. It's either you're a dream rememberer or you're not, in my experience. And more I tend to see, this is not a flat concrete response, but notice if the people who are having lots and lots and lots of dreams of visits from your loved ones, those people tend to be the more skeptical and more logic-minded people. So they don't really develop their own intuitive language and relationship with their loved ones when they've passed. So the only thing they can do is have connection through their dream. So I've noticed that as a trend, but that's not for everyone because Carolyn, you're quite intuitive and you're logical too, but I would not call you logical, not skeptical in any way, shape, or form. Let's see. Meredith, dreaming all the time. Poker Joe, yes. I'm usually good with passing, dreaming all the time. Remember Joe. So you've been dreaming a lot. So a lot of times we will, because we are like unconsciously, we're like, oh my God, I need guidance. That will also start us being able to remember our dreams. Do I notice anything with the moon's energy and how humans or spirits react? So I hadn't been, but just very, very recently, I have been reading a little bit more about the moon's energy and phases, and it is pretty intriguing to me. And so I do think there's more to it, although I never like to, because of the way I'm wired as a human being, I don't like to give humans a reason to think everything's going to fall to shit. So, like, last week I went on my rant about Mercury retrograde. Like, I really, really, really don't like the whole concept of Mercury retrograde, because when we have something and put in our head over and over and over as a negative, it just naturally becomes a negative. I mean, we're just going to expect negative. And Mercury retrograde, in my opinion, has destroyed people. Not destroyed people like horror, no, but it gets into your psyche. So I do not like Mercury retrograde. I hate when I see it all over Instagram, like, oh, Mercury retrograde, because I wouldn't know about it anyway until I see it on Instagram, and I'm like, I'm not going to be okay until November, whatever. And I don't even believe in Mercury retrograde. So same with the moons. So I know people say the full moon is a good time to set intentions, and I don't think that's wrong. But the reverse of that in my mind is, if it's not a full moon, is my intention not going to be honored as well because it's not full moon? So I always look at the flip. So really, it comes inward. Nothing outside of us can dictate what or how we're going to respond. So that's the stuff that I don't like with, like, the moon. I know everyone says full moon in the hospitals. When I was a teacher, we talk about it all the time. Like, oh my God, it's a full moon. They're crazy. So there may be something with that, but I also think it's in the collective psyche. And on having said that, I have learned a little bit more about the moon and the gravitational pull and how it pulls water. And since we're made of water, I like that scientific part, but I don't like the psychological part. I hope that answers. And as how spirit reacts, no. Do I notice anything with the moon's energy and how humans or spirits react? Not how the energy on the other side reacts. I have not noticed that at all. Some of that I do think is a little shticky, like, some people do readings only on a full moon or something. And I'm like, really? Like, okay, that's fine. Let's see. So Ro, you're asking what's getting in my way? I feel like there's an energy that's being blocked. So I love this question, because I think we all at one point or another in our lives feel this way. And this is the work I love to do, because this, to me, for humans who are still here, and we have to keep going and living, so we might as well learn about ourselves and how to get out of our own way, is really the name of the game. So what is typically blocking us is never anything outside of us. Never, people have come to me 100,000 times. All right, that's a slight exaggeration, but thousands of times of, like, I think there's a spirit blocking me, or, there's this entity that's preventing me. And I'm like, no, nope, no way. And I know that's not your question, the way you're saying it, but what's getting our way? And I feel like there's an energy that's being blocked. There probably is an energy being blocked, no doubt. But you're answering your own question by, I feel like there's an energy. What we feel is what we manifest. So if we feel blocked, we're going to be blocked. Now, where do our blocks come from? Our blocks will come from our conditioned past. And this is neurobiology, you guys. This is not even neurobiology with an intuitive slant to it, which is my work and moving more towards that. What do I mean by that? We are conditioned to think, believe, and behave in a certain way when we're being raised. And that's not right or wrong. It just is. And then as we get older, we start the process of discernment and figuring out, Did I like that? Do I want to change anything? And is all of that true? So if, you were raised in a home that always drank Coca-Cola with all their dinner meals, and as you got older, you were like, you know what? I really kind of think Coca-Cola is not good to drink for my meals. I think I'm going to do water. I'm using a very simplified example. You're making a change based on your condition. You're conditioned to just do everything. All of us are. That's the way we're wired. We are conditioned to behave, think, and feel. And then we outgrow that. And if we recognize that we're outgrowing it and we make the changes with no justification and no excuses and no needing to tell everybody or explain ourselves to everybody, then we move along just fine in our evolution. It's when we hold tight to our old conditioning, even though inside of us, it's not feeling right. Something is like not right. I don't know what it is. It's usually that there's a thought, a behavior, a conditioning that you've learned, you've outgrown, but you haven't brought it all up to consciousness, so therefore you're not jumping into your new self or your current self. So you're operating out of your own old self, but in your new self. It's kind of like taking a brand new Mac computer, but putting the operating system of the original Mac in it. Like, that's not really going to be a very efficient machine. We are exact same way. So what's blocking you is most likely a thought, a fear. I think a lot comes with fear for you in particular. And not upgrading and excavating what is that and what needs to be done. And that really is a simple process if we just knew that's what was going on. Usually as humans, we say to ourselves like, oh my God, I'm so lazy. What's wrong with me? I completely screw everything up. I can't hold everything together. I don't even know what I want in my life. And none of that is true. It's just you're using an old operating system in the new world. So you have to start examining what parts of your life are going really well and in the way you like. And whatever those parts are, you keep them. You keep behaving that way. And any part of your life that is not going in the way you like, there's a thought conditioned, a conditioning, a belief, and a behavior that is attached to something that you've outgrown. And you want to look at that. That is literally the secret to success, truly. So what works, keep it. Keep doing it. What's not working? What parts of your life are not working? And there's much less things that are not working than that are, for the most part, although there's sometimes when our whole lives are shit shows and we don't know what we're doing. But that's what you have to start focusing on. So that's a great question, because everybody can relate to that one for sure. And I hope I answered it, Ro. And if not, if you have more on that, by all means, pop it down below in the chats and I'll get to it. Have I heard of, I have to scroll up here. Stop scrolling. Okay. Have you heard of twins passing at the same time? Not at birth, but older, if that matters. Could it be due to their twin connection? Yeah, I actually have a client in California. One of the most wild stories that I ever remember doing. I met this woman at a gallery out in California, and her son had passed, and he was coming through, and I couldn't understand what he was saying because he kept saying there was an accident. So of course I think he was in an accident. But he kept telling me I wasn't in it. I wasn't the one in the accident. And I was really confused about that. Like, well, then how'd you pass? And what had happened was, in that circumstances, there were two brothers. They were twins. They were driving in two different cars, kind of racing. The car in front had one brother. The car in back had another brother, a bunch of boys in both cars. And the car in back saw the car in front getting into an accident. And I think it flipped, or it was a bad accident, but everybody walked out. Everyone was fine in that accident. But the brother who saw it, when he jumped out of the car to go check to see if his brother and his friends were okay, it was so terrifying to him that he had a heart attack. And we're talking, I think they were like 19 years old, if I remember correctly. He had a heart attack because he got so scared about his brother being injured. So both didn't pass at the same time, although I horribly, horribly, horribly so. The other twin did die 3 years later under other circumstances, which is like the families that have multiple children who've passed is like, oh my God, it's the most insane thing you can imagine. But I've not heard of both passing at the same time, but I do think in that experience I just expressed is that I think that brother was definitely feeling and taking on all of the stuff from the other brother. I hope that answers that. But crazy, crazy stuff. Let's see. What are your thoughts on the balance of energy between two people? I find myself uncomfortable when I feel that someone takes more of my energy, good or bad. I take of theirs. Takes more of my energy than I take of theirs. I just want to read that. What are your thoughts on the balance of energy between two people? I find myself uncomfortable when I feel that someone takes more of my energy than I take of theirs. Yeah, no, we don't like that. We definitely don't like that. So, this definitely happens all the time. And proud of you, my friend Michelle, for just even noticing this. It's a great thing to notice. Like, who do you feel really good around, energized even, and who do you feel completely drained by? And it is no judgment on whomever is draining you or energizing you. It just is. So a couple of things here. The person who's draining you, I would first check into your expectations of that person. Because a lot of times it's our own expectations on someone that ends up draining ourselves because we're hoping, wishing, and waiting someone is going to get on board and be more than they ever have shown. And so if someone's behavior has consistently shown you who they are and you still expect more, that would definitely be draining in the dynamic between the two of you. But if you so notice that first. In your case, that might be happening if well, I don't know who you're talking about, but it might be happening with our own expectations of people. If that's not it, then I would say look at your own boundaries that you do or do not have placed with this person. Because sometimes we could all be with certain people for so long and then it's too much. So you just note these things. And it's, again, no judgment of those other people. It's like alchemy. Two energies either mix or don't mix. So expectations first, boundaries as well. Sometimes it's just energy. Sometimes it really just comes down to energy. And if someone takes more of our energy than we feel we are taking of theirs, that's usually a boundary. That's usually a boundary issue, well, or an expectation one. So pay attention. Like if someone's only giving you 5%, you can only expect maybe 5%. I would say expect 3, and then those extra 2% are like a bonus. So I hope does that answer it. So it's pretty interesting how some people are like, oh my God, I can't be with them ever. And other people are like, oh my God, I love being with that person every single minute. And again, no judgment. That's also the key. Humans, we like to create a story over why someone is so good or why someone is so bad or draining. And neither one is accurate. It's just I feel good when I'm with this person. I feel really drained when I'm with that one. So you don't even have to tell a story because usually we're the heroines and heroes of our own story. We're like, well, I did this and I did that and they're not doing this and that. But we often don't see our own shit, right? We don't see our own side. And that's on us. So we have to, that takes communication. That would be the third thing, is communication between the two. It's a great question, though. Really great question. All right, let me look over here. Jen Seabury, when you are struggling to choose a path, fork in the road that is ahead of you, how do you find peace with your decision and come to peace with yourself? Great question, Jen. So when you're struggling to choose a path, that's ahead of you. How do you find peace with your decision and come to peace with yourself? It certainly is circumstantial, so this would differ depending on what's going on. When we're choosing a path, well, I'll back up before that. Anytime we feel we're making a choice, and this is why I always say humans are more good than bad, right? Because, and I really, 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 truly believe that. And there are shitty humans in the world. Yes, they're off the bell curve. But most humans, and I do feel about 98% of humans, believe it or not, 98% of humans are really trying the very best they can with the information and resources that we're given. Sometimes we do shitty things. Sometimes are perceived to not be nice. Sometimes communication is lax. So anytime we're making a decision, no one other than maybe a sociopath or somebody with severe detrimental mental illness, nobody ever says, I am going to make the decision to royally fuck this up. Like, no one really does that. So when we come to a decision, we're really trying to figure out the best way possible for something to be for ourselves or others. We really are. No one is like, watch this. I am trying so hard to choose the path that's going to give me and everyone else around me incredible grief. You don't do it. Nobody does it. Doesn't mean that doesn't happen, but nobody is intending to make a decision and intending to go down the wrong path. So remember that. When you're making a decision, you have to, when they say follow your heart, is sometimes that's very difficult because it's not so straightforward. Most decisions are not so straightforward. Whenever you make a decision, whatever it is the outcome that you're hoping for, but are fearful you're not going to get, that's usually when we don't feel peaceful inside. So when we make the decision, but we're still like, oh God, I don't know if this is the right thing. I don't think this is the right thing. There's no peace. There's just complete, whatever. So once you make a decision based on an intention, an intended outcome, let the universe, and I know that sounds really annoying, but let the universe do its work. Because if your intention is, I really want to end up in spot B, but I'm going over here and it looks like it's taking me to spot A, but I'm really trying to get to B, but I got to make a decision. I don't know how to get to B. You keep your intended goal in mind and you make a decision so that the universe knows how to go next. It's kind of like a tributary that goes off, juts off of a river, and it kind of veers off for some reason, and it's like, oh my God, I got to find my way back to the river so we can get to the ocean. That's how decisions work. So whatever your intended end goal is for yourself or others, that's where the peace is, the peace inside. And you follow that peace inside yourself, meaning this is where I'm ending up. This is where I'm going. This is my intention. This is how I wanted this to work out. And it doesn't always work out that way, but I have these bracelets that say the universe is smarter than we are, and it knows what to do. The thing it wants is, what direction do you want to go in? Where do you want to end up? How do you want to feel? And so anytime I am making a decision, I'm always consulting, yes, what I want, but more of how I want to feel, because that gives me more clear, like, I don't really care what happens or how it happens as long as I feel this way in the end. So I hope that helps. That's a really great question. And know that some decisions are awful to make. Some decisions, most are bigger than us. For example, like having to make the decision to take somebody off of life support. That's really, it's a human given decision, but it's bigger than us. It's really not our decision to make it all. The universe makes the decision of when someone's going to die or not. So some decisions are harder than others to rectify and find that peace within. But keep going with your intended outcome, what you're looking for. And no matter what path you choose, the universe will get you to spot B if that's what your intention is. So that is a great question. Aisha is asking, does the veil thin around Halloween? You know what's so funny? That's a great question, especially because it's coming to Halloween. Um, for many years, I do like haunted broadcasts on the radio, and um, almost every year, except this year, it's the first year no one's asked me this. People will usually say to me, "God, you must be so busy around Halloween." I'm like, why? I'm not like a costume store. They're busy around Halloween. I'm not a candy production line. They're usually busy at Halloween. Why am I so busy at Halloween? Oh, well, isn't that when all the spirits come? And I'm like, nope, people die all year round. So that is something that's happening all the time. So me personally, my Deborah version of the veil thinning, it is not thinner at Halloween versus any other time of the year. That is Halloween, All Saints Day, All Souls Day. Again, those are man-made events. Man-made events, not spirit-made events. So man-made events to highlight the man or human spirit connection. That's what it was designed for originally. But somewhere along the line, it became like, oh my gosh, like this is the night that we need to do XYZ. It's very superstitious in my mind, in my opinion. I know people would absolutely disagree. Um, um, I believe people who practice paganism would totally disagree with me. So it does depend on what belief system you're coming in with that. But from my point of view, the veil is not any thinner around Halloween and this time of year than any other time of year. Not at all. And no, I'm not busier around Halloween time because I'm not a costume store. Annika, thank you so much for that. Lisa, congratulations to Derek on becoming a citizen. I saw that on Facebook. That was super, super exciting and like makes me appreciate being a citizen and not even having to think twice about that. So that was a cool post. Let's see. Melissa is saying, I had such a dream last night. It has kept in my mind all day. I never felt what I felt last night. I truly feel it was more than just a dream. Could that be real? Totally. Absolutely, totally. Could be more than just a dream for sure. Rachel just did the Spirit to Spirit meditation CD. Amazing. Thank you. I love that CD. That was the first CD I put out. I still have actual hard copies CDs. They're behind this screen. That is the first CD I did that is specifically geared to connecting with your loved ones. And it is powerful. It is super powerful. And I every time to time will listen to parts of it. I mean, there's a funny story about the way I began the CD. You'll hear me say, welcome. I say, welcome, because it was the first time I was ever recording, and I was really uptight. So I was like, welcome. Thank you for the CD or something. So next time you listen to it, you could hear the welcome, and it makes me cringe every time I hear it. However, the rest of the CD I do love. So thank you for that. And you can get that on, is it still on CD Baby? I think they might have discontinued it. If you go maybe Amazon or cdbaby.com, you can get the downloaded version, or I have the downloaded version too. So if you email my office, I can send you a screenshot of the download card so that you can just get it downloaded directly to your devices. Can the dead convince us that we are wrong in how we perceived things to be when they were alive? Yes, because the deceased have that unique perspective of knowing that when we're here in physical, we are not seeing the full picture of anything at all. It's all based on our perceptions, and our perceptions are all based on our conditioning, the stuff that we were raised when we were younger. So when we die, we start to see the story of our lives from all vantage points. We get to understand why someone behaved and believed and had actions towards us, or we had actions towards someone else. We get the full picture. So their perspective is finally much more universal than it is just individual. In physics, they call this the local. The local would be the human self, and the non-local would be the universal perspective, the all-knowing, the quantum energy field. So when they pass, yeah, they get to see it. They get the whole picture. So yeah, they would like for us to be able to see things in a broader perspective and not just our individualized or local domain. I have a visitor coming in. Hi. Hi, you're coming in to talk and answer questions with me? For 10 seconds. He's saying hi to everybody. It's Christopher. He hasn't been here in a while. You say, sup. Trash? No, there's no. Oh, chair. Oh, there's this one right here. I don't think there's other chairs. I'm on a bar stool. I'm up high, and then my table is up high, so I can stand or sit, and then I got a chair on my feet. I should do a video of my little setup here. Marge, I'm so glad. She said, wow, this nailed it for being tonight. Being blocked and stuck, repeating the same behavior, expecting a different result. Always ends the same way. Always. And that's the thing. That's when we start to feel like something's wrong with us. And the thing that's wrong with us is that we are not changing. We're not getting bold and brave and courageous enough to make some changes. When we upgrade our operating system, we upgrade the way we live, with the way we think, with the way we behave. And if we don't do that, the universe does not like stagnation. It doesn't like things to stay the same. So it will force things to not go well in those areas that we need to change. So I'm so glad that is helpful to you, Marge. Let's see. Nice. Thanks. It's bright, right? Very bright. When you how do I feel about The Secret, the book and the theory? I'm intrigued. I absolutely loved the book and loved the documentary that they made. I loved it for collective consciousness to become aware of the entire theory behind The Secret, which is basically the law of attraction. What I don't like is the way it was packaged, although I think it was packaged properly for that time, which was, 12, 13, 14, 15, maybe 15 years ago it came out. I don't remember. So it was packaged for that time, but it's not totally accurate, but it was a great, I feel like it's the beginner's law of attraction stepping stone. And for that, I think it was perfect. I think there's a lot more to the law of attraction than they were able to describe, but I don't think collectively the world was ready for it. I have another cave boy here. It's been family reunion day.
That's the only time we talked.
There's Benjamin. Oh my God. I have all my boys. Well, not all my boys. Maybe we should call Jack to be on FaceTime, and then all of you could be here together. Mm. Maybe you guys should answer some of these questions.
I don't think they want us to.
You never
know how to answer that.
Let's see. I have such vivid dreams. See, what would you think how about this? You answer, and then I'll answer after they do, but what would you guys think I would say about it? If you were asking me this question, what would I say it? I have such vivid dreams, but can't yet visualize during the meditation. Does that mean something is blocked, or is there something I can do to work on it? It makes guided meditation very difficult for me.
Do you want me to go first?
Here's the thing. They want you to answer. They don't want us.
Well, what do you think I'd say? If you said, Mom, my dreams are so vivid, but I can't really visualize what you're telling me to see in a meditation, what do I do? What do you think I would say?
See a new therapist. No. Back up a little. Okay. Really concentrate on the visualization of whatever you want.
I forgot the question.
I don't know this stuff.
I don't know this stuff.
I just came because I was bored.
Well, that's good. I'm sorry I don't have more chairs for you guys that are up high like this. I would tell you it's KBP37, so I don't really know your first name. That's so not intuitive of me. I don't think something is blocked. I think you're probably trying too hard to see things in a meditation. So I always tell people, one, use your imagination. Just visualize, like pretend that you see it. I don't see anything during my meditations either, but I do see Like if I'm describing a beach, I know what a beach feels like, so I can imagine a beach, or I imagine a movie scene where there was a scene on the beach. So that's how I get around it, because a lot of people really are not visual in meditation or in their own mind spaces. So when that happens, then I would just say use your imagination, pretend you see it, and maybe you'll drop into the feeling of, like, if someone says, visualize the color purple spinning around your head, maybe you don't see it, but maybe you get a feeling about what that would feel like if you imagined it. So that's a great question. I'm experiencing spinning and very vivid images during meditation. What is this? The spinning is energy, and probably not so much groundedness. So you want to kind of think like a tree. So you'd want to be very grounded, and imagine that your feet are like roots growing into the floor, so that you get that grounded feeling. That might help the spinning if it's uncomfortable. Sometimes I spin and I love it. It feels good, but sometimes there's other spinning. I also think that's like kind of like a bit of astral travel, which means you're kind of leaving your body a bit, but not quite literally like leaving your body to pass. It's like astral travel. You're still tethered to your body, but you're not in it at the time. Let's see. Can the dead get frustrated with you when they cannot convince you that you're seeing things wrong? Nope. They won't get frustrated because they still remember that you're human, and that we sometimes, more often than not, we don't get the memo. So they're not going to get frustrated. They just might present it to you in a different way for you to see it. Hey, Patty. Patty's saying, oh my God, I forgot you were on. Hello, everybody on Facebook. Let's see.
These lights are hurting my eyes.
Yeah, there's a lot of lights here. It's hot. Meredith, you can ask as many questions as you want. Let's see. What is the significance around the number 3? I've had that come at me several times. Is 3 a significant number, or was that a specific thing?
That's my number.
So it is a significant number because it's
Keep
Chris's
it.
number.
I'm dying.
Keep it.
It's hot.
It is hot in here.
I just felt like that heat wave.
I did too. I
Oh,
think it's like
he's
energy. Oh my God.
This is very.
Whoa, wait. Yeah.
Look, we're on Facebook.
This is very.
I was about to say something I probably shouldn't say online.
Yeah, no, look, I just said to them that I'd like Jack to be on FaceTime so I could have all my boys with me. And look at that. You got the memo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone.
Now all my boys are here.
Who's
Yay.
live?
Chris.
No, I mean, viewer-wise. I know Ben and Chris are.
Who's on the...
Who's watching that he knows?
Oh, a lot.
Who's watching? Yeah, who's watching you
Is
guys?
Eileen on?
Everybody. Can you see?
Kinda, yeah.
Wild. I love it.
San Diego.
I was just, yeah, he's in San Diego. We are totally jealous about that.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. Phyllis, do you know when I'm going to answer a question. Did you need something right away, or do you want to hang out with me?
No, it's alright.
Okay. Do you know when a person is going to pass when you're doing a reading for them? That's a really great question. No, I do not know when anyone is going to pass. Even if we're waiting for someone to pass, like someone was in hospice, I won't know. One time, a friend of mine's mom was in hospice. She was dying. It had been a very long process, and she was kind of coming to me asking me, like, could you just check in to see when, so I know when to take off of work? And it was kind of tongue-in-cheek funny. Those of you who have been in that spot, you kind of know, like, you want to know when someone's going to pass in that space. And there was no way I was going to get that answer. So no, but that's a good question.
I have a question.
Yes.
Now that I'm on live and you have to be nice, can you Venmo me some money?
Now that you're on live and I have to be nice, can I Venmo you some money?
I have a ticket to California.
No. I have a question. Is it okay? Jennifer's asking, is it okay to practice or feel a connection to more than one religion? I'm Catholic and have a huge respect for my upbringing on it, but also feel a connection to Celtic, Druid, Pagan, Irish, and combine it. I definitely would say, of course, it's okay. I mean, everyone would would vary on that. Depend, like, you know, I'm sure a priest would say no, but maybe I should. Thank you. Would say no on that, but again, to me, religions were a man-made expression of a connection and spirituality, and so to me, religions are not the whole picture either. It was the human attempt to honor something bigger than ourselves. And that's what all religion is to me. And each religion has the same exact tenet, really, at the end of the day. But to get there, they're celebrated differently simply because, what are you doing?
I was covering the screen.
Oh. I was like, why are you laughing? Each religion is different just because, like, cultural differences. It depends on what part of the world you're raised in, and depends on what language you speak based on that part that you're raised in. And I feel religions are the same way. So no, I 100% think it's okay to honor more than one religion all the time, or none of them if you're not connected to any of them, as long as you feel that there is some sort of connection to something bigger than ourselves, or to the great mystery, or whatever you want to call it. That's a good question, Jem.
Great.
Do I believe in hypnosis? 100%. Totally believe in hypnosis. I used to have a hypnotist that I would go to regularly. You guys probably were too young. I used to drink a lot of soda when they were little. I never drank coffee, but I drank soda all the time. And I was really disgustingly, really overweight. And I was like, I got to stop this soda thing. It's bad on my teeth. It's bad everywhere. And I went to a hypnotist. First time in college, I took a psychology class and we did a section on hypnosis. The teacher pulled me up in front of the class, did a hypnosis, and was like, Deborah is extremely hypnotizable. So that never left my mind. So I went to a hypnotist to be done with soda. And, you know, you relax in a chair and they give you like this suggestion of relaxation technique. And you tell them why you're there. And I said, I want to quit drinking soda. And so in the session, I'm in his chair, and I hear him start saying to me in his calm voice, I hear him go, Deborah, no soda, no soda, no soda. That's the way he was saying it. And I remember being in the chair being like, everything it took in me to not laugh, like, all right, this is not working. Now I was relaxed and now I'm not. Now I want to giggle. Why is he saying it that way? And I held it together and I left, and I thought that didn't work. I was like, what the hell? Why do you have to say it that way? Why? Whatever. I get in my car where there was an 8-ounce bottle of soda. I reached for it and I literally did not want it. What?
I don't know.
What's going on?
Did any of your boys have your gift?
Hold on, I'm finishing this one. Hold on.
I read that one. I got excited.
I got excited. So yes, in that moment, I never drank soda again. And every once in a while, I'll have soda now, but it's usually if I have Pete's hot dogs, or Cosmos pizza. Then I like soda.
When was the last time you even had that?
Pete's hot dogs or Cosmos? Not in a long time. Sad. So let's see, which a couple of them are asking, hold on, let me back up because I don't want to miss anyone's question. Hey, everyone's saying hi to you guys. Donna, thank you, Ben. Hi, I had to tell you I had a dream about my dad. He said he heard what I needed, a hug, and he came to give me one. It was so great to see him, and the hug felt so real. That is real. You can't make it up because we can't make it happen. So that is one of those cool things to have. Amber is saying, hi, boys. What is one thing your mom says all the time that you take to heart?
You're a loser.
I don't know. That's a good question.
That's a good question.
What is one thing your mom says that all the time takes to heart? Okay. You don't really say anything.
Bueller. Clean your room. Don't pee on the car seat. No. Toilet seat. What? No, you guys don't really take that to heart. What?
There's a lot of things I just can't think of it.
Like what? It's a great question. I'd like a mom moment, please. Tell me how great I am in teaching you the finer things in life.
I'm the best looking out of all three. She ain't denying.
I'm trying to think. That's a good question.
Yeah.
It could be good or bad.
Yeah, that's true. All the time that you take to heart.
Oh my goodness.
We're having writer's block.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we'll come back to that. We'll come back. Now I don't even know you. Like, but another way to ask that is like, do I ever give advice? Do I tell you things that you like consistently that like you go, okay, yeah, that's the way I should approach things? Or I'm kind of leading you. Get a job. Yeah, good. Although we haven't taken it to heart yet. You always work.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's so much I just can't think.
So that's a nice question. There's so much richness that I impart.
No, like I don't want to. Like I don't want to bring one up, but like I know I'm gonna remember something later, and it's like way better.
That's okay. One is fine.
Don't talk to strangers.
Definitely don't talk to strangers.
I'm too skinny.
Don't let anyone hold you back. That's a good one.
This is true.
She said that?
Yeah. No, she said that to me. And don't let price affect where you want to go for college. But I let it.
Yep.
Because I don't even want to go.
Christopher?
I don't know. Next question.
Next question. Well, if anything jumps out at you.
Be yourself. That's the one.
Be yourself.
That's the one. Just
that
make
definitely.
something up, Chris. That's what I'm doing.
Just make something up.
Are you guys waiting on me? Or
yeah, we were waiting on you. Be yourself. Yeah. I'm just looking over here. Which of the boys is most intuitive? They're also differently intuitive, for sure. They all are.
Definitely me, though.
Intuitive. Mediumship stuff, Ben, when he was younger. Intuitive as far as like feeling where people are at and knowing like empathy, Christopher. Intuitive as far as like reading and connecting, like our minds are linked, Jack. So they're all different in their intuitiveness.
I think I got the worst one.
The medium one?
Yeah, I don't want that one.
I got the worst one.
I have the best one for sure.
Do you feel like the mediumship one is the worst one?
I don't even know
what even is that. Yeah.
You don't even know what mediumship is?
I don't even know what you do, to be honest.
Oh, God help us.
Like I know, but I don't.
Oh my God. I know you can't really explain it.
Don't ever have kids.
Don't ever. Greg is helping them and typing in. We constantly tell them not to have children.
Oh yeah, number 2
yes.
right there.
So great. So let's see. Do any of your boys have your gift? I do think all kids do. I clearly don't talk about my work with them because we don't really talk about what I do at all. It's just, but think about it. Do any of you? Yeah, like wow. Okay, bye. Come on over.
Get more airtime for me.
Oh, you're coming back.
Oh, you're back. Oh.
But I'd like. Do any of you really talk about like? You know, if you're a teacher, you go home and you tell them about teaching. You might talk about the kids, but teaching. So I don't really talk about what I do. Let's see. I was just in Anaheim with my son and granddaughter. We drove down to La Jolla for the day. I love La Jolla. Ugh, you're disgusting.
Next question.
Anything I ever say that
Yeah,
it's disgusting. Is that why you walked out?
Uh-huh.
You were.
I had a sneeze.
I'm throwing up.
I had a sneeze.
You did not sneeze. It's disgusting smelling.
No, I sneezed.
Oh God.
There's 34 people walking.
Yeah. Okay, so oh my God, let's see. They look like you, Deborah. They do. I love that. That's
Shame.
boys. Yeah, boys. I'm a boy mom to the core, but mine is that. I just don't understand the whole. I don't get that.
Why
But
you
anyway.
forcing me? Well,
I like Jennifer's question.
Where's Jennifer's
The
question?
very first one.
Oh, what's my thoughts on Bigfoot and UFOs?
oh, I'm about to leave. Can
Why?
you tell that UFO story?
You don't like that
I heard it
story?
40,000 times.
My UFO story is fun and riveting.
This is
And
about to
the
get
Bigfoot,
interesting.
and
It is
the Bigfoot
riveting.
one in the dad's backyard, on the tree.
What are you talking about?
There's a stump.
What, the squirrels?
No, there's a stump on the back thing. Dad, you said it's Bigfoot.
I didn't know that one.
That's a weirdo.
So I didn't know that one.
Drill.
Bigfoot, I'm not sure. UFOs. When I was 12 years old, myself, my whole neighborhood, we all saw one in Newburgh, New York. Sadly, I'm still close to where I grew up. And we saw we didn't see an alien. We saw 3, but one came really close to our house, like 30 feet above our house, and we could hear the radio going on inside. And it wasn't just me, it was my mother, my sister, my neighbors, like 3 or 4 people, other neighbor, 3 or 4 other houses coming out on the front lawn, because we were all like, whoa, what's going on? So I do believe in unidentified flying objects. I don't know where it came from. I don't know what it was, but I do think we can't possibly be the only beings in this universe whatsoever. So my thought is that UFOs are, I think it's, we humans, as we evolve, will figure out how to travel back into time. And so I do think that UFOs are that. I think there's a portion of that. That's what they are.
Oh, wow.
Let's see. My neighbors, 2 in the 80s, and red lights over next door neighbors. They both died of brain cancer later. Great. Oh my God. Yeah, it was the 80s. It was 1988. I remember it was like September, October, this time of year. And like clear as day saw it, not like far, far away.
Last time we told
Clear
the
as day.
story, the whole thing shut down. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Let's see.
That was weird.
I like those type of questions. It makes this thing like interesting, like the UFO talk. It's like the Joe
That's
Rogan
sweet.
podcast.
Yeah, he talks about UFOs.
He talks about everything. He's cool.
Cool. Is he as cool as your mother?
Sure.
Let's see. The secret reminder of how to get our wishes fulfilled and connect with the universe. Meredith, there's also Ask and It Is Given by oh my gosh. What Hicks. Jerry and Esther Hicks wrote it too. If you haven't heard of that one, that's another great book on that content. Let's see. Back in February, I was diagnosed with, let's see, biopsy. Uh-oh, what happened? Okay. I don't normally check the Facebook ones as much. Oh, okay. So this is like a personal intuitive question, Sharon. Oh, let's see. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Only because I'm not like plugged in for intuitive, like personal intuitive questions. So I am just gonna, and I don't have an answer either way. I'm not like jumping away from it to not answer. So don't like read into me not answering as an answer. Patricia, I want to hear Cave Boy's answer. See, they do want to hear you guys. Have you ever come across a person that has passed that is still angry as when they were alive? Yes and no. People, when they come through in a reading, will always come through with the personality you knew them to have, the personality and the mannerisms that you knew them to have. But that does not mean that they really are still angry. So if they were angry person here, they will come through as that. And I will say, oh, they were tough. They were rough. They were stern or something. I was reading another question over here and I lost my train of thought. Oh my God, it's ridiculous. So, but are they still literally angry? No, they definitely aren't. Because when we die, all of that stuff, that heavier, denser, negative stuff, that is all human made, human manifested. So that also dies with the body. So when we die, we lose all of that negativity and all of that attachment to those things that make us feel sad or angry or upset or whatever's going on with us. That's why I always say it's when we pass, they've got the good spot because they don't have all that difficult stuff anymore. So that's a good question.
I like Dorothy's question.
Was I cool about getting their ears pierced? My Jake bugged me long enough and I gave in last year. I like it.
Shout out Greg.
Yeah, really. Greg kind of like, I was against it too. And Greg kind of was the one was like, don't like, what's the big deal? So Jack started it because he's the older one. So I feel like once the first one does it, then it's like whatever, after the next two. So I like it too, believe it or not. This one is asking for a face tattoo, though. That I will not be on board.
For that. What are you talking about? I asked for my nose pierced, like a stud.
Oh, nose pierce, right? Yeah, I'm not crazy about nose piercing either. I'm not crazy about tattoos young either because tattoos when you're young.
Sorry if any of you guys have it when you're young, but it's gross.
It's gross. And I have 2 tattoos. I have 4 tattoos actually. I got my eyes.
So you have a face tat.
That is true.
Yeah, but it's for a good cause.
That is true. It is for a damn good cause. My face tattoo was for a good cause. It was for
I wouldn't get
30 minutes
makeup. It was for permanent makeup on my eyes. And I highly recommend it. It was not that bad at all. The foot tattoo was 100 times worse than that tattoo. How do I shut off or unplug my intuitiveness? I feel like it is just, or not, I feel like it's just for me a switch. It's a difference of focus. So like if I asked you to suddenly do long division for me, your brain would go into a mode to go do that mathematical equation. So you're focused and your activity in that part of your brain will be guided towards figuring that out. That's how intuitiveness for me operates too. It's like I turn it on based on what I'm focusing on. So if I'm not focusing on that stuff, I'm not picking up on it for the most part. Sometimes that doesn't happen. Let's see. Why do I always experience anxiety when I watch your lives? I get the same feeling I did during our readings in the past. My body shakes uncontrollably. Is it anxiety or is it information overload? Is it kind of a tinge of excitement to learn something outside of what you normally do? Because sometimes our bodies, when we are like excited over something new, we mistake it for anxiety. So I'm just kind of throwing that out there. So I would say it would be more of conditioning based on the topic and content. If your conditioning says this is not true or real or good, then you might experience anxiety. If it's, I think it also could be for you, Patricia, much more of like, oh my gosh, there's so much to learn, there's so much to do, that or it could be also picking up on all the people who are tuning in too. Not that they're anxious, but that it's a lot of energy. So it's good. And you know what, Patricia, too, I would practice that grounding technique. I was talking to now I forget who it was that was talking about that, Jillian, earlier. So of like practicing your feet flat on the ground, feeling the bottom of your feet connecting to the floor will help ground you. That's for everybody at all times of realizing that. I love the way your face lit up when your boys came in. I can relate. I'm a boy mom too. Oh my God, I'm so boy mom. It's crazy. Everyone's saying hi, boy mom. Hi, Janet. Oh my God, you're on again. I love to see that. Was it you that said something about a Janet Boyle recently? It was you, wasn't it?
Something like that. It was
I don't know.
What was that? My son, Janet, just recently was looking at something.
Something else. It was
and said the person's name was Janet Boyle, and I was like, I know her. And then it wasn't her, it wasn't you, obviously.
I don't think it was Janet.
It was Janet Boyle. That's you kept saying, because I kept saying I know Janet Boyle, and I went into a whole big story of who the Boyles are. What was that? It was something recently.
Like the internship or something like that.
It probably was the internship. Yes. Let's see. Okay.
A lot of questions here.
Yo, it is hot in here.
It goes in like waves of hot.
Yeah, I'm
about
like
to
freezing.
faint. It was okay before. This is a fan.
I mean, is it gonna be loud?
No. Oh, geez, what's happening?
Just don't even turn
All
on.
right, let's not mess with
Chilling,
it.
I'm probably
It's
gonna
almost
dip soon.
time to go. Let's see. I have 2 boys, 3 and 5, and I feel like seeing you with your boys gives me a glimpse into the future. It's crazy to think they'll be young men one day, just like my little buddies. Too cute, makes me smile. You have no idea. Christina, I used to, when mine were that little, I never imagined, like, oh my God, they were, because they're such hyper little wackadoodles at that age. And it's just really, really hard when they're 3 and 5 and just all over the place. And thank God they're so cute. But I can't tell you, like, there's just something about these boys, I'm telling you, that they're my best buddies and like my greatest accomplishments, greatest joys. So enjoy them as much as you can when they're little, but when you can't enjoy them and people scare you and say, "Oh, appreciate when they're little because it's horrible when they're teenagers." Don't believe it. It's hard. There's moments of hard, moments as teenagers, but physically, mentally and emotionally, I think it's way harder younger than they are as teenagers. So enjoy what you can. Well, even bullying, I mean, that kills everything. Then you just kill the other children that are bullying. It's good. Whatever. It's called Mama Bear. How are the boys handling school and sports during this crazy time? Do you feel like it's affecting your personal relationships? Do you think you will always remember this? That's for you guys.
It depends on the future. Really. Like,
Well, how is it
if we're gonna
affecting
be in
your relationship?
masks, I'm obviously gonna remember it, but I don't know.
Yeah, this is like, how you gonna?
I'm too young to like.
Someone's gonna ask you, how was your 2020?
No one's gonna ask me. What was 2020 like?
Oh, they will. Your grandchildren one day you will learn about this.
What was 1940s like?
That's true. But
I'm sorry. Yeah.
no, that's true. You're right. You don't ask me. Well, first of all, you don't ask me what 1940s was like because I was not born in 1940s. But yeah. But you'll be asked. Do you think it's affecting your person? It is traumatic.
This is like a terrible year.
It is terrible. It's just a great WTF. I think there's pros and cons for these kids. I do. There's pros and cons. I think more time at home and family time is really draining for them, but I think it's also really good and grounding too at the same time. You might disagree.
He will disagree. I like it. I don't like going out.
Right.
I don't like doing things.
No, but you're always doing stuff though. I feel like you're always
if it's like going to like the city or something like that. But if it's like I have to go to school, like I just wake up, do 2 assignments, and go back to sleep. It's kind of nice.
It's kind of nice. Do you feel like it's affecting your relationships with people, like your friends?
No.
I don't have friends. Yes, you do.
Not really.
How many of you have children that constantly say they don't have friends? I want to hear that. I want to hear the reverse. Let's see. When you dream about someone who passed away, it's always family. Is that a visitation from the one who's passed away? Yes, Andrea. If it's a pleasant dream, it is a visitation. If it's not pleasant, it's what I call a projection dream. See, Marge got her first tattoo at 40. Now I have 4. I got my first, I don't really consider these tattoos. I guess they are, but I don't. But I did. I got 2 tattoos as well on my feet at 42. And I love them. I don't want any more, but I do love them. Let's see. Marge, I was 33. Me too. I'm hooked. And now my 19-year-old is on it. My Jack and this one asked me all the time, can I get a tattoo? Can I get a
I don't
tattoo?
get why Jack. He's like 20. He's a grown adult. Like he should be doing his taxes as well. You know what I mean? Like he should get a tattoo. He doesn't have to ask you.
He's my baby. They are addicting. Getting my 5th soon. Let's see. Thanks for tonight. When I get home from work tomorrow night, I'll be signing up for the meditation this Sunday. Please remind me how. Excellent. Sounds good. Send a message on Facebook to let me know. I also have to give a shout out to John. I didn't do that in the beginning. John watches these every Tuesday morning because he's sleeping now, but I didn't say hello to John earlier. So big shout out to John. Yeah, that's right. Thanks, Greg. Chris turned into a health food nut and chef during quarantine. So he has lost about 55 pounds, works out all the time, makes homemade peanut butter for himself like every day. And it's getting kind of annoying. I mean, it's pretty amazing, but it's like constant dishes. He does the dishes, so I really shouldn't complain. But there's like caked on peanut butter pretty much everywhere in the kitchen all the time. But that's a good thing. He's created quite a healthy path for himself. So that's the good side of quarantine for him. But I do think it is a wild, weird time for all of us, for sure. Let's see, Diane, thank you for the reading with my mom a few weeks back. She's still talking about it. Oh my God, we figured out more this out. I'm still working on some recommendations you made. Awesome. I love to hear that. I really do. Sometimes with readings, you like things won't make sense in the moment that I'm saying it because you either can't think or you just think of it later. So I like to hear that feedback. So for those of you who are asking about meditation, reach out to us, to the office, or write a post on my main Facebook page, the Deborah Hanlon Intuitive or Intuitive Deborah Hanlon page, not the Deborah Hanlon page. There's a public one with like 12,000 subscribers, and then there's one with I don't know how many on 5,000 or something. So do the one with 12,000, post it there, or just email my office at info@beingknowingdoing.com if you want more information. We also post it on my main Facebook page as well. So meditation, the membership for November is up and ready to go, so you might want to jump on that. And I think it gives like a 1 week free in November because I think November has 5 Sundays in it. So you'll get 1 week free when you do the membership, monthly membership. And the teachable.com is more completely on your own. It's in your own time. Do it when you can and want to, but there are 10 hours of meditation styles on Teachable, and that's like 50% off right now until Thursday, October 28th. So that's on deborahhanlon.teachable.com. Do I have any virtual galleries coming up? That's a good question. Oh, tomorrow night was supposed to be virtual, and then we changed it to in person. So at some point in early December, I will have another virtual gallery. November, I'm kind of working on a bunch of side projects, so I'm taking stuff off my plate for November, but we'll be back. But I'll be doing this in November. Let's see. Oh, look at you guys know each other and everything. So I'm going to end here. I always like when the cave boys come in. It changes things up, except when they stink up the room. That's disgusting. But thanks for tuning in and joining me and always hanging out with me on Monday nights. I'll see you next Monday, and I hope I see you Sunday at meditation. But if not, I'll see you guys here next Monday. So for those of you on Facebook, if you haven't subscribed to YouTube, please do that. That way you'll get notified that I'm coming on. So have a good night, everyone. Thanks again, and I will see you hopefully soon. Stay well, be healthy, and goodbye.